Hey guys, and welcome to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. Tonight we will be talking about why Mel Gibson hates Batman vs. Superman.
And why I agree with him.
We'll talk about the reboot on The Crow. And I'm going to be reviewing the movie The Wildlife. So, you know what? Sit back, relax, listen to some music, and we'll be right back at you.
Welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. I, of course, as always, am Captain Fizz.
And greetings once again from the 7th Moon of Thunder. I am that Mask Guy.
Yes, you are.
As always.
And, of course, we are running late today for, pretty much usual reasons. First, my lizard was hungry. Then, first was laundry, then lizard was hungry, and, yeah. Apparently, Petland didn't have worms.
Bastards.
I know. Well, what do you expect? My lizard eats them all.
So, yes, when it comes to worms...
He knows the best.
He knows, yes.
Yes. So, let's get right into your reviewing.
Okay. For those people who follow us on Twitter, you're well aware that I went off and... got to see a sneak preview of The Wildlife, which is...
So there will be spoilers.
There will not be spoilers. I'll try not to be a spoiler.
If you mention anything about a movie that hasn't come out yet, it is a spoiler.
Oh, fine. Then I'm going to spoil it. But anyway, so it is an animated movie based off...
I didn't know it was animated.
It's animated.
Holy smokes.
Yes.
Way to spoil it.
Spoiler! Anyway, so what it is it's a loose retelling of the Tales of Robinson Crusoe, told for the most part by the point of view of a parrot, which is known as Mac, but Robinson Crusoe refers to him as Tuesday during the movie. I guess it's kind of make fun of the fact that in the book he's got a native sidekick named Monday. I don't really know. Since I don't really know too much about the source material, I won't speculate too much on that. I took my son, who's 3 years old, to go off and see this movie. And it was in 3D.
And how did he like it?
He loved it. So, off the bat...
What did he like more, the movie or everything flying in his head?
He actually really enjoyed the 3D aspects of the movie. But there was definitely some adventure... and some exciting scenes near the end, and he was actually yelling and screaming and giggling and waving his arms and pointing. And, within the last several weeks, he's really started to get into movies much more. We recently watched Shrek with him, so, this was a good experience. The movie itself, I won't say it was the best movie I've ever seen as far as animated movies. It was distributed by Studio Canal, which is a French company which pretty much has bought up a bunch of smaller companies.
Dang the French.
But most recently, some of the more family-oriented movies that they're best known for recently would be Paddington and Shaun the Sheep that have come out in recent years. They've also produced a lot of the movies, like a lot of stuff that Get Fuzz and a lot of stuff. And there was also responsible at least a little bit for the RoboCop reboot. So I'm not very happy with them with that.
Yeah, I haven't even seen.
If you but if you, I mean, anyways, getting back to the actual story on this, of course, in the movie, Robinson Crusoe gets shipwrecked. He ends up on the island where he finds a bunch of animals who all seem to really think that this is some sort of, that they live in absolute paradise. Mac, Tuesday, whatever you want to call him, doesn't really agree. He's really hungry to see the outside world, and so when Crusoe shows up, he's absolutely excited by the movie, or not the movie, by this, and is hoping that this will lead to bigger and better things. What also happens, though, is in that same shipwreck comes a couple of, cats. And they are, yes, cats. They are the main villains of this movie.
As a cat person.
As a cat person, yes, I know.
I really find it very hard for a cat to be a villain in a tropical sunshine paradise where there's everything to mess with. Oh, who am I kidding?
Yeah, they would pretty much, they're hungry all the time, especially when I'll give a bit of a spoiler alert. This is, one of the cats becomes pregnant, and her litter
Was it the hippo?
I don't really know. If you go up and here's the interesting thing is we have an island which seems to be relatively small, and there only seems to be one of each of these animals. There's like 6 different animals that Robinson Crusoe goes off and kind of interacts with, and every one of them is of a different species. And so you kind of get the impression from the conversations that they have, they believe that this is the island is the world, which indicates that they all were, born or came to this island at such a young age that they do not remember anything outside of this island. So it leads you to wonder exactly how did they end up here. And yeah, I mean, this is one of those movies where you really don't want to go off and think too much or give too much consideration into it, because it would make your head hurt. I
like mystery movies like that.
And the way I look at it is, but I mean, it was a good movie. It had a lot of adventure. The storyline was great. I mean, it wasn't spectacular by any aspects, but the fact that my 3-year-old, who isn't known exactly for his long attention span, is able to go off and sit through a 90-minute movie with only one tantrum, and that was probably more to have to do with the fact that we were trying to keep his 3D glasses on than anything else.
Well, hey, I hate keeping those things on, too. I want to chuck it on the back of people's heads just because it's entertaining.
And that's just it. I mean, I actually told my wife when we walked into the movie that if I had known that it was in 3D, I probably wouldn't have ended up taking them. Considering how well he did, I mean, honestly, it was in the middle of the morning, so he still had tons of energy. But I mean, the fact that the movie really captivated him helped. I know that this movie has really been getting horrible reviews. It was, I think, IMDb went off and gave it 5.2 out of 10 stars. Of all the sites that, all the reviewers that Rotten Tomatoes uses, it only got like a 4.8 out of 10 stars.
I don't listen to anything that Rotten Tomatoes puts out. I think, they fabricate everything that comes their way. So, yeah, they can blow chunks.
But, I mean, it's a good story. I mean, it starts off with Robinson Crusoe getting saved by pirates. That might be a spoiler. Does he stay with the pirates? Does he, leave the island completely with them?
Watch the movie and find out.
Have to wait and see the movie. Again, that movie comes out this Friday night. As for my my review on it, I am happy to go off and say I'm going to go off and give it a solid 3 out of 5 masks. Again, considering some of the other animated movies that have come out recently, I wouldn't, it's not going to compare. And I have a feeling that it's going to fare poorly in theaters once it actually does come out. But it still is a solid showing for this movie. I do encourage you, go check this out. Don't listen to me. Don't go off and listen to the reviewers. Go out, check out this movie.
Okay, before you continue, we've pretty much proven over the last little while, the last year or so, that we have never sided with reviewers when it comes to movies. If anything, we've actually fared generally better than any of them, have given any movie, except for, a few debacles along the way.
There's a few debacles along the way.
So,
as my father has pointed out several times, no one has went off and ever, raised a statue for a movie critic. No. Although then they went off and did for Roger Ebert, so maybe that theory is wrong now.
I want to say I'm very proud of the fact that we generally do give very unbiased reviews of movies, and I'm proud of that.
And part of the reason the way I go off and review movies, especially movies that are oriented towards children, is I go off and I listen to how the kids interact and how they like it. My son loved it. A lot of the kids in the audience were laughing and oohing and ahhing. So to me, that's a bigger part of it. If a child could sit through a movie and love it, this was not an overly violent movie.
And that's what the best part is. When you get to our ages and all that, we become more cynical and more, shallow when it comes to movies, or TV, even TV shows. But children, they're still, very open-eyed on what they're watching, They're not biased. They're not opinionated on different things. I really wish some ones were because, Paw Patrol and things like that really get frustrating after a while.
Hey, my son absolutely loves Paw Patrol, only to a certain degree, but
thank God.
As I was saying, I mean, there is a little bit of violence. There is a minor character who goes off and dies near the beginning of the movie. I won't give away too much about that. Your children might get a little scared because there's a couple of times where the cats seem might be a little scary. I don't think most children would be fine with it, but there might be the rare one that might be a little spooked by what they see.
I'll be the one in the back cowering, in fear.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So again, 3 out of 5 masks for this movie. I really suggest go out there, give this movie a chance. Again, I really suspect that this movie is not going to do well in the box offices, but I mean, I'm telling you, if you guys don't go out and watch this, I really believe that you're missing a hidden gem.
Yes, there's been a few movies that have actually not even lasted in theaters very long. I was supposed to take someone out to see 9 Lives, which is the story of a man turning into a cat. That didn't last long. I didn't even realize it was in theaters yet, and then it was already out. So,
it can't.
Hollywood is fickle.
That movie stars Kevin Spacey.
Hollywood is fickle.
Hollywood is fickle. I mean, Kevin Spacey. I honestly, I'm not sure the last time Kevin Spacey was in a movie that really did well. I mean, he's probably best known for House of Cards, which I believe has got 3 seasons now on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I mean, as for movies, I mean, he's more of a supporting character. He's probably one of the few reasons why I would go and try to watch Return of Superman, because I suspect that him as Lex Luthor would be absolutely fabulous.
Yes. But on that note, I think we should, take a quick music break and then go back into our next subject.
Because, speaking about Kevin Spacey and Superman, when we come back, we will be discussing why Mel Gibson hates, or perhaps just dislikes, Batman vs. Superman, the movie that came out last fall. Or was it earlier this year?
Batman v Superman. I'm tired of telling all you fools this. Get it right.
Batman v Superman. Yes, so we will be back in about 45 seconds. Don't you go away, brother. Welcome back to the Captain Fizz Mask Guy show. For all you listeners, especially up here in Canada, this last weekend was Labor Day. I think it was actually Labor Day down in the States as well.
I don't care. They spent